And now, our photo sharing. Thank you to everyone who sent in photos. It's a lot of fun to see what everybody is doing. And so we're just going to jump right into that. First person is in.
I went up to Sequoia National Forest up in Three Rivers for a PPLAC event. And got up there early before the meeting started, so I kind of chased around and played a little "Where Does This Road Go?" Stumbled upon this little post office and kind of read up on the community of Kauai. It's kind of interesting, like a commune formed back in the early 1900s, kind of interesting story. Really cool post office, and it looks like it's still in use.
Sorry. There we go.
As you know, we have fires around here, and I'd like to go take pictures of them. This was one over, kind of over towards Juniper Hills that was earlier this year. But there are a few talks about this, kind of what you had asked Aaron about coming to talk to us about how to go out here and get these pictures. There was actually how Cohen came to kind of want to chase us out there. So, give you an idea of how, learn how to not stay out of the way. They weren't asking me to leave, you know, officially, but they would like it if I left. And just, I think we would all like to know how to kind of not get in trouble and not be that guy with a camera. They brought in all the aircraft real quickly and then got it knocked down pretty fast. Exciting to watch. Like get a shot with the aircraft going over the ground crews and stuff, and it tells a really good picture. I've entered these in different photo journalism exhibitions, so we'll see how they do. They usually do pretty well. It is an air show out there. Different agencies send their helicopters.
Antelope Valley?
It is. It's up kind of east of Little Rock. And then a whole bunch of us went down to a park in Simi Valley. They had a steampunk festival, and I think there were like 6 different photography clubs there. We were there, Santa Clarita, Channel Islands, Ventura County, LA County. Nice to see everybody. I think at one point the photographers out waiting to drop out.
You know, right?
But they love having their picture. They all get all dressed up, and it was a good time. Some of the demonstrations of crafts and whatnot from the time period, she was using making thread out of the wool, and so she's kind of describing what she was doing. Kind of fun to do. This gentleman was using the different fabrics and making rope there. I didn't see much of what he was doing. The sign over him made the story. She was a really good sport. There were about 6 photographers behind me, and she didn't know where to look. And she had to go to wherever it was she was working, but she stayed and had her picture taken for us. Was very gracious about it, and real nice lady. This was from my Kings Canyon trip also. Had some really nice skies, and the water had good texture to it, and they made this a black and white. I really like the different tones that came out of it. This was up in Sequoia National Forest with a thunderstorm coming in like we got tonight. And just the haze in the valley with the different mountain ridges and whatnot. And I love the tones that came out of the trees in the foreground, and then that angry sky just really set it off. This was in one of the burn areas of the Sequoia National Forest. The devastation is just, it really got to me. It spoke to me. It's one of the trees that they cut down as they're clearing the burn areas. I love the texture of the dead trees behind it, the different tone mountains in the background. So I had to play with the sepia tone on this and came up with an interesting image.
When you give her the microphone, can you close the back door so that we're not getting the noise? Bushra.
Okay, this is back in Hawaii. I was watching this swimming and jumping.
You can talk louder.
Did you hear me? Oh, this was in Hawaii in November. I was watching this kid jumping and then I think, when I just wanted to get the point where it looks like the boy is jumping to the boat.
Oh, yeah.
This is also in Hawaii over hiking, neighborhood fundraising. Hawaii too. Was just like, I like the way they work designs, how that is, maybe, I'm going to walk behind the bar. I love this one. I know my husband is like marshmallow, I like it. It's in Hawaii too. And he was in a cage, was not easy to take a picture, through the small square, but I got it, I think. No one can see. I don't know how to do this, but under this, her baby. I don't know, you have to close the picture to see the baby. It was very hard to get the baby picture. That was my backyard, some balls with some drops. This is my backyard too, when it was raining. This is in San Diego, in Lago. Oh, my God. This is in community. I forget the name of the valley. Valley, I forget the name of it, but it's a little hike, and they were upstairs. Just like the pictures first. That, forget the name of the year, but it's in La Jolla, San Diego.
Red.
Last week, people were cycling the trail. And the steam pump. 1,000 feet. And another group of pumps. Then our macro workshop, that's one of the other cats on mirror. And whatever that is, you're out of the room. When I lit it up with a flash, it did something, so. And that's the new helicopter express Skyline. He's gonna get a lot of it. For visualized fairgrounds. This one was interesting, it's in the Antelope Valley, and we've got camp crew working down all kinds of structure protection, but it's the only time they made a drop and came through lower than the house. Most of them, they're going over the top of the house.
Hmm.
So I thought it was really neat to sit down that low, and then the line camp crew in front of the truck, so they're just different. And then this was Tehachapi was at the ranch or whatever that's coming down the backside. They went out, two of these kind of young dozers went out. They came back and they went to a different road about 15 minutes later. Every cop or every crew kept going the wrong way. And then when the Cal Fire ones did it, there were 4 dozers came up from Cal Fire and then saw them come back. I just like the angle of this coming at me. I'm standing behind the gate, he's going to turn it. And then, I went down Pasadena, and that's Columbia's Colorado Street Road. And trying not to make 72.
Shoot.
Hello, everybody. This was, this past spring in, right outside of, it's called Skalia, right outside of Stockholm, Sweden. next to Vasa Museum. That ship is 800 years old, over 800 years, 823 years old. And it was recovered right there in Stockholm Harbor. Like, amazing. It was just amazing to see that. And the other thing about this particular picture, this ship sunk 823 years ago on its maiden voyage. It was so flamboyant and so overburdened with ornate cannons and the artwork on the end on the right-hand side. I have many more of these, close-ups and stuff, but I just thought it was amazing. That was in Norway, in the fjords of Norway. And I had somebody take this picture, the selfie. I wanted to get the flag, the Norwegian flag, completely fine, but it still kind of gets the point across. But that was an amazing. We went down the fjords on a boat, and then we got on a train and went up to the top, and there was like a blizzard snowstorm. I look at these pictures now, it's only a few months ago, and it's so hot here. And this reminds me of how cool, it was like freezing. I went in the early spring, and I prefer it, crowds. It's really good for that. And again, I look at this one off, and there it pops up in my photo on my Amazon show, and I think, God, that was so cold. If I could only be that cold again.
Yeah. You have to go in the Costco refrigerator room.
I went to the mall yesterday. I was surprised how cool it was. This was in Copenhagen, Denmark. This is the Royal Palace. I think that's Alexander. I forget who that is. There were so many of these monuments, so much Scandinavian history that I knew about. This is another on the grounds of the Royal Palace of Copenhagen. And I thought it actually looked better on my phone, the way the lights, when I captured that, the way the lights beamed through. At the time, I was just taken aback. I was breathtaking. I captured that accidentally. That was the train we took up to the summit. And it has a name up at the very top. That's where it's really cold and had all the glacial activity and stuff. Is that the same picture?
Apparently I'm
I
going
could have dropped
backwards.
it in there.
Nope. Apparently there we go.
This is the house of Hans Christian Andersen. This is in Copenhagen, Denmark. And this was his home. He was a famous author. The only thing I know that he did, they actually have the original Little Mermaid statue there.
Mm.
And boy, it attracts the tourists, but it's a statue, 6'8" statue. You got tour buses all around it. People here, I don't even think I put that in there. Hans Christian Andersen was a famous poet or writer. I grew up here in front. I thought it was cool to see it now. Nice.
Okay, this first one was, in 52 frames, I belong to this like a weekly challenge that I do, just to kind of make me try new things and do photography every week. So this was during macro, no. It was, anyways, this was a macro shot that I was trying to get all the details of the dandelion. And then this was a fire out by Rosamond and Gaskell on Avenue A. And I went over and I was in a good spot. I wasn't blocking anyone from anything, so I was fine. Nobody bugged me that I was doing anything wrong. But I was right in the good path of all the helicopters doing their stuff, so that was nice. That if he was coming straight at me. I know. Yeah. I mean, he was really far away because I was using my 150 to 600. So I was nowhere close to him at all, but it made for a good picture. And this was the elephant at the LA Zoo. The trainers were working with him, doing physical therapy, having her raise her legs and stuff. And then I add a little bit of extra textures and things in a Topaz studio. But it was fun because she was right by the edge and doing all sorts of things. I found this little guy on my dining room table. I think he came in on a package. I'm like, and I've been all like forever since I started doing photography, I wanted to take a picture of a jumping spider, but I could never find one. So when magically appeared on my dining room table, I got a glass and immediately put it over. And got to take his picture. He was very cute with all of his eyes and all of the little hairs. They're so interesting because they're like only like, you know, this big. And but they're so detailed. So that was fun.
What was the macro on that?
105 Sigma. I have a Sigma 105. And this is cropped quite a bit, obviously. No, I did use my flash with it because it was, you know, inside and stuff. So, but I turned the glass on its side and then it was inside of the glass moving around. So it kind of kept him contained. Yeah, they have to put in a obligatory. What?
Did you get the center release?
The jumping spider? I did not. Had to do my obligatory 4th of July picture. One of the weeks was spoons for the 52 frames. So I had fun with that one. I was overly creative, I guess. And I tried a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
This is the one that I actually entered. And the spoon was upside down. And then the incense was going up into the spoon and then I just turned it right side up. And then this was a flamingo from the zoo that I masked out and then put in a whole new background. And there's this really old program called Flood. Anybody who's used Photoshop for a long time knows about Flood. Anyways, every time I move to a new computer, I bring along Flood. Because you can adjust the water and you can adjust the waves and the colors and it's a really fun program to have to add a little extra stuff. It's a plugin for Photoshop. And so that's how I did the reflection. Sandy, is she in here? Sandy, nope. Okay, so Sandy sent these in, but she's not here, so we'll just go through hers. There we go. Tetons. Yeah. The Milky Way in the That's her husband.
Recording in progress.
Maybe there'll be some tonight, some lightning. Ooh, wow. Like ghost buffalo. Okay, Suzanne.
Hello.
Hello.
I teach at the dog sports camp twice a year up in Lake Tahoe. And among the things they have are kayaking and paddleboarding. This is a woman that's kayaking out with her dog. She's deaf. And the dog is a service dog. And so she's got it to lean on her shoulder. And that was kind of cool picture. And there's one of the instructors for paddleboarding with her 3 dogs. We better not those are mushrooms. And this is from the Huntington Library, the gardens. I thought they were cool looking. That's a bumblebee. It was also at the Huntington Gardens. And this is from an outing we did with West Coast School. This is from our macro class that we had here. There was a fly. And he posed for me. That's from the LA Zoo, the same trip that Kathy was on, where they let us in early. And that's also from the zoo, the LA Zoo. He was smiling. I'm babysitting some dogs for my friend until tomorrow. And they have a really nice garden, except for that watermelon.
Yeah.
And that's one of the dogs. Early morning, sun's coming in. And they have toads in their lawn. And that one was starting to climb up the tree.
Okay,
And that's the end.
awesome. Thank you to everybody. I'm gonna make sure I have done all the announcements that I need to do. Yep, we're good. Okay, so I'm gonna have Kurtiss bring up his laptop and he's gonna use our HDMI port. And he is signed in on Zoom and he's a co-host, so he's gonna share his screen.
There it is.
Lost what?
There it is.
Yeah, you're good.
How do we get?
Okay, so,
Is enjoying. What I did before, so like completely out thinking.
okay. Try it, I guess.
Oh, there you are.
It shows you still in here.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now
How do I share?
you
screen?
you share screen.
Most disabled participants screen sharing.
Hang on.
You are co-host.
So now you pick whichever one. Just do desktop and that'll do your,
Is that
that'll,
okay?
and that'll just share everything.
Open system preferences. I guess. I don't know. Not that. Oh, I have to give you this one. Great.
Sorry, you guys. Eventually we'll have it all done.
Shit works. Oh, favorite. That worked. And audio.
Yeah.
Access.
Yeah.
I need to grant access to that. No items.
I don't know how you do it.
Me either.
Well, we'll
No,
just,
you do
it'll
it
just
for
do it. It'll just do the audio from here.
Oh,
It'll be fine.
okay, so I don't need that.
Yeah.
Let's go with this.
Yeah.
And then how do I get to my desktop?
Well, you should be, if you go to share screen,
Okay.
then just click desktop one and then
Desktop.
share.
Share.
And now they can see it. Okay.
Oh,
Here you go.
that's great. Cool. Thank you. Give me a moment here to bring up. Got. Put it over here. Good workshop, condensed. Tried to, it was 70 slides, so I brought it down to about 55. But we'll make it quick, really quick.
If you click on more and then
Where?
up at the top,
Yeah,
right. More,
right,
top right,
right, top right.
you're left. Go left. No, that's right.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it not
Oh.
on my screen?
Never mind, it's not showing it on, okay, so you're fine.
No wonder. I'm totally lost. What's this?
It's not showing.
There's a green button that says you are
Okay.
screen sharing.
So you guys see everything up there? Good,
Yeah,
good reading.
let's see that.
I was doing it blind. Okay. Who else came in who is going to be entering into the fair and needs some information? Okay. Cool. So, all right, we have a help you mount your print handout and also the fair rules for 2024. As you know, this is intended for those who have never entered. You don't remember how to enter. I'd go back and review it every year myself and make sure that the fair has entered our classes correctly. And of course, those who have any questions, let me know. We'll try to answer them the best we can. I'm the chairman, have been for about 7 years. And Kathy is my co-chair, who will be chairman next year, I hope.
You keep trying to move me over, but I keep still being president, so hard to do it all.
Yeah, thanks to Andrew, who I'm gonna put you on the spotlight.
It's fine.
As you know, this year it's called the Musical Fair, or Musical Fair is the theme. So it's kind of odd, but we didn't have any choice. In fact, that was only picked like, what, 3-4 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay, the photography rules, please read those through. If anything I show interferes with what is on the rules will take over. They're what we have to follow. Make sure that you keep your photos simple, just a quick tip, and also make sure it stands out. I usually try to make my prints in gloss, which helps the colors stand out, and make them as large as you can per the rules, and that does help. If you need any registration help afterwards, please call Linda at the fair office. Her number's right there. A few dates. Exhibit registration is currently open. It's open till August 27th, so you got over a month. And then digital image upload window is going to be from the 6th to the 15th of September. We're still working out the details of that. So, but hopefully we'll have it ready. You know, remember Lee was our IT guy last year, who passed away, which just was horrible for all of us. We missed him as a friend, and he was our IT, which he was a huge help over all these years. So we're fumbling, trying to get it set up so where we can do the same thing we did last year. So September 18th, print take-in day, and of course, awards and pickup are going to be August 30th. The fair is only 5 days this year, so it's quite condensed. General rules, most of this is in the photography rules book. Make sure the image is taken by you. Duplicate entries, we don't want, we will reject one or both the entries if we see that they're duplicates. The only thing you need to put your location on is for the travel classes. You don't need to worry about location on anything else. Entry title is not required or encouraged. Keep it simple. Fair management reserves the right to select exhibits for the fair. We did have a couple last year and in the previous years, which were a bit unacceptable. Either they were a little risque or in poor taste, and we were asked to take them down. The fair board does have the authority to do that.
Yeah, they'll judge.
Yeah, they will be judged, but they will be taken down after judging and held. If you did win an award, you will get the award, but they may not be displayed during the fair. Signed model release should be available if requested by the fair director. We've never really had one requested before, but we put that as a caveat. Exhibitor must select only one skill level. Hey, if you're a master, amateur, advanced, professional, or a junior, you know, make sure you stick with that throughout the different divisions. Let's see, of course, the AV fair is going to be held harmless in the event of a copyright infringement, and we're not responsible for any loss or damage. We do have utmost care when we take your photos in. We want to make sure that we treat them good so that they don't get damaged. We've had problems with the fair in the past where they open the door, the wind blows in, and we've had a couple of prints go flying. Not our fault, but we try to treat them as respectful as we can. On the back, make sure you have your name, the title, identifying watermark. Oh, I'm sorry. The exhibitor's name, your title, and any identifying watermark should not be on the image. We've had to disqualify those before. If you put like Kurtiss Humphrey photography in the corner, we can't do that because there's no way we can judge it fairly and unbiased. So make sure you don't have anything on there that identifies you. Entry limits, just like last year, you can enter 10 prints or 10 digital. And 10 digital, thank you. Total of 20, that goes good towards sweepstakes. Here's our skill levels. Again, amateur, advanced, master, professional, and junior. A lot of the folks in here are advanced and masters. And I know you're a master, I'm a master, there's a lot of guys in here. The amateur and advanced, amateur is great. We have some fantastic photos throughout the years that come in through amateur. So please enter.
And then isn't there you get so many first places, you move up?
Yeah, we'll move up, but I'm not going over that right now. Individual divisions, you can see what we've got here. If you come back to this one, you'll notice that divisions, we have about 3 divisions per these classes. First one is black and white, second one is color prints, the third one is digital. So if we come over here, you'll notice that we have black and white, we have color prints for everybody, and then, excuse me. Then we get into the digitals down here. Exhibit classes. We had 33 classes last year. We reduced it to 22 per the fair direction. So we cut it way down. We combined quite a few things like, what did we combine? Scenic, we combined, photojournalism and human interest were combined. Portraits and wedding photography were combined. Picking the class. Really important that you try to pick the right class. It makes a lot of difference with the judges when they look at something, they said, oh man, this is really off. Now, what we have done in the past is the judge will look at this and they will say, hey, this would do so much better, say if it pertained to birds or if it pertains to some other class. And we will switch it for you. And per the judge's request. And if they think it'll do much better somewhere else, maybe even take an award, we will be happy to change it for you. And let's see. A lot of times it's hard to describe what class you want to put it in. Take a look at it. Take a good look at your photo, see if there's, what does that image describe? And then ask someone else to describe the image to you. And if it's in, say, landscape, or if it's an action photo or vehicles, identify. Okay. Come on, there we go. Here's one for you. This was produced by Douglas Wade years ago. And we are looking at it and say, okay, is this red boats? Is this going to be vehicles? Is it going to be structures? Since it's underneath the pier, what else are you going to put this under? So it's kind of a hard one. Or would it be miscellaneous if you don't think it goes into anything? So we'll go over the classes really quick. Quick action one, portraying a dominant theme of sports. Could be athletic sports, could be motorsports. Images and any type of craft that is designed to fly. I was in Havasu this past weekend. I took the one on the right of the balloons, balloons coming over the bridge. A couple years ago, we had the air show with the Blue Angels. I couldn't help. I was part of the photography team then, and got some great shots. You can see the zeros in the background. Animals we combined, well, they're not combined. We do have two separate ones, domestic and wild. Domestic, of course, can be pets or animals common to the home, or wild would be, of course, not domesticated animals. We don't mind if you take them at the zoo. They're contained, but they are still considered a wild animal. Birds, self-explanatory. That's a great shot by Sue. Kathy, black and white. She did this a few years ago. Beautiful shot. This gal you're working with, what's her name? Asa?
This was last.
Was it last year? Okay. Beautiful. But one thing we want to make sure is that if there's any color, like say if you wanted to identify her red lips, as soon as you make them red, it goes into color. So keep it black and white. Close-up shot. Again, you don't want to have the whole bird in there. We just want one part of the bird, and so make it that way. Creative art. You can see so many different elements in this photo by Dee. You can see the wings or the butterfly wings behind the little girl. You can see the sun rays coming down, the water, the whole bit. But make sure those pictures are all taken by you. Now, we don't mind brushing. Like say if you have a Photoshop and there's a brush in Photoshop you want to put into your print, that's fine. But everything else should be taken by you.
Do you require a guide image?
I'm sorry?
Do you require a guide image in something like this?
No.
But, and don't use AI.
Yeah. Fair thing this year, of course, is, hey, it's a musical affair. And I found this stock image out there. I thought it was kind of cute.
That is,
Yeah, it's kind of appropriate.
Stock, is that a cowgirl?
Yeah, yeah, yes, that's a stock image. Flowers, hey, we combined flowers this year. It can be desert flowers, could be flowers that you take in a setting that we had here. So. Nature, self-explanatory: insects, butterflies, spiders, trees, leaves, no man-made objects. Night photography. Kathy gave me this one on the left. Great shot down there. It was the Antelope Valley area.
Brigos.
Right. And then Doug had the one of the observatory. Photojournalism, as I said, we combine that with human interest. So try to think of the impact that you would have with something like this. So we have this one with the little girls, and we have this one where a gentleman homeless on the side of the road. So it's telling the story. And that's what we're really concerned about. What kind of an impact does it have? Portraiture, this includes wedding images, as we discussed.
Can we go back to PJ real quick?
Sure.
Are sports images allowed because it's one category now? If you don't have separated?
Well, sports can also be action. It's however you want to put it, but
Yeah, we have an action category, which would include sports.
mhm. Could be athletic sports or motorsports, right? So if there's action in that, yeah, I would put it in action. Okay. So,
Right.
scenic, we kept scenic, we still have land, sky, and water. So we have 3 different classes there. Of course, we have the land, so it shows you can have man-made objects in it, but they can't be the main thing. You know, that would be more like structures and stuff like that. Scenic sky, here's a beautiful shot by Sue in the sky. And water, of course, you want to make it the predominant theme. Step into the past. And Sue again put this one out there for us. Historic sites, buildings, antiques, and so forth. Structures, man-made objects, excluding vehicles, don't put those in there. But buildings, bridges, statues, lighthouses, whatever. Travel, this is a big one. I know, Jerry, you just traveled out there. Must express cultural feeling, distant places of time. Include the location. This is the only one we're asking you for a location. Sometimes we can't tell where it was taken, so we'd like to know.
People ask us all the time, where was that taken? Where was that taken?
Mhm.
It'd be nice to know.
Vehicles, cars, trucks, sailboats, everything except aircraft, because we do have a separate class. Given that we live in the Antelope Valley, we have a separate class for aircraft. I took this one at the Long Beach Grand Prix years ago. Miscellaneous, if you have something that doesn't fit any of our classes, you can put it in miscellaneous. I've had other folks say, well, I've already filled up this class. I have 2 of my prints in say action class, but I have another one I really like. So you try to stuff it miscellaneous. Got to be careful with that. Because if it doesn't quite fit as being miscellaneous, it may not be judged correctly. So,
And we dropped abstract.
yes,
as
we
a
did.
class and put it into miscellaneous, so.
Right. So if you do have abstract, you can put it in miscellaneous. Again, we had to combine a lot of classes due to the fair requirements. Image rules. The entry process must be completed within the standard timeline, paying the fees and so forth. You have till August 27th to do this. And there's the website, which is Antelope Valley or avfair.com. And we'll go through exactly how to get in there. Frames, mats, gallery wraps, glass are not allowed. And that's all in the rules. No names, titles, or identifying information, again, can be on your print or your image. Draw an arrow on the back of the image so we know which way it goes, especially if it's abstract. Sometimes we can't tell, hey, does it go this way, this way? So we ask you to put an arrow on the back so we know exactly where it goes and what orientation you want. Online registration, avfair.com. When you look at that and you go across the top, you'll see exhibit entries, big bold letters. Go ahead and click that and scroll down to exhibit entry guide and select click here to enter. I didn't do that on here. We can show it real time, but it's really self-explanatory. It's quite simple to get into. But once you get there, you're going to run into this, registering your image. Now that's really small. Yeah, you can't read that. So let's blow it up a little bit. So everyone is treated as a new exhibitor. I don't care if you entered last year or the year before, you're going to be a new exhibitor. So make sure you click new. And so what we do is where the red arrow is, you'll do the registration. Just click that number 1. And that'll lead you all the way across. So number 1. And put it to your name, Kurtiss Humphrey. Down the bottom, I'm a new exhibitor. I even though I exhibited last year, where to go new. Click continue. Now it comes over and asks you for a bunch of information about you. Put your name, your password. Now this is a password for you. You get to make this up. So put anything you want to in there. Your address, cell phone number. This is, you have to scroll down and because there's more information there. And at the bottom, it asks you for a school, grade, date of birth. I ain't gonna put that in there. So I left it all blank. They don't care. Now, if I was a high school and showing something like animals, which now is at the Poppy Festival, you would have to fill it in. We don't have to here. It's going to ask you to verify your information. And when you scroll down to the bottom, it'll say continue. And it's going to come up here and it'll start, if you can see across the top, it says entries, number 2. And we're going to be going into photography. And underneath that, it'll show you division. So you can enter the division that you want to enter in, amateur, master, a professional, advanced.
And just, let me say, if this is your first time entering the fair, always enter amateur.
Yeah.
That's your first year. And then once you get to blue ribbons in amateur, you'll move up to advanced. So it works like that. So, yes.
Does it automatically bump you up?
No. You have to know that you got, it's on the honor system. But if we, like, someone who we know is a master and they enter as an amateur, we're gonna talk.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have in the past.
Records.
Oh, I do. I have the past 7 or 8 years, I have all the award information. And sometimes I do look at those. And it is quite time consuming to go through and verify, oh, he's got 2 and he needs to move up, but it's really difficult to check all that. So as you can see, photography, I entered color prints master. You have to choose a class. So in this case, I chose aircraft. This is just fictitious for me. I went ahead and entered anyway, just to make sure that they had all the classes correct as per the rules. I did find a couple mistakes. Club, leave it blank. So let me go back up. You see at the bottom, it says add entry to cart in red. So you'll click that and then it comes over and says, okay, you've got 1 entry added. Now, what do you want to do? You want to add another one. So you have to do it all over again. So at the department's going to be photography. You have to go back in and identify the division and then go in and identify the class. When you get done with that and you click continue, it will come over and tell you, okay, you have multiple entries. In this case, I only have 1. It's $5. And your next step would be checkout. And you have to add all your credit card information and good, I don't have my number here. And then I'll give you a final at the bottom here, and it says at the top, you just have to confirm the information, and then basically you're finished. And they're going to send you an email. And the email will give you all the information that you've just entered, and here's the cost. And so if you want to go back and change something, you can to a point. And if you want to add more entries, you can do that. You're the one who put in your password, you made up your own password. And all you have to do is click in, put in your password, and you're right back in again. Turning in your prints. As you know, we have digital and we have prints. For prints, September 18th, Wednesday, we're going to be there all day. So bring them in. That's at the Van Dam Pavilion. You can bring it in, or a friend or family can bring it in. Yes, Sue?
Yeah, I have a question. I'm gone the entire week
Mhm.
of September 18th.
Okay.
Yeah. That you could trust can bring your friends.
Oh, never mind.
Right.
You know, somebody you trust instead, don't give me.
Yeah. Friend, family, someone you don't do trust. So bring it in. You come into the pavilion, you see a bunch of tables there. We'll be all set up with a bunch of signs. The table on the left, we'll check your tags, or we'll identify the tags, we'll give them to you. We ask you to put your tags with your prints, so you know which ones, so we know which ones go with what. Bring them back up to us, we'll verify your information, and it's just self-explanatory. We lead you by the hand on going through the process. If you need to make a change, that's a great time to do it, because I can change it for you. And we do this routinely. If you have the wrong class, or if you accidentally identified the wrong skill, we can move it around. Then after you give it to us, we get the work in order to put it up on the boards. And that takes us a day or two. That's a lot of fun, getting them all spread out correctly. Registration closes October 27th, so you have a little bit over a month. Digital images must be uploaded through the online electronic entry system. Again, Kathy and I are still working on that. Once we get them all uploaded, we produce all the information that the judges need, and we put together the slideshows for the fair. You know, so there's a lot of work behind the scenes that we have to do. In the past, we've had 300 to 400 digital images, and hopefully we'll have the same amount this year. So please enter.
Encourage your friends to enter.
Yes. Be forewarned, you know, we're showing these on large monitors. The monitors are a standard, 16:9, format, horizontal. So if you have a digital image, that you took with your iPhone and it's vertical, it's not going to be very large. It's not going to show that well. So keep that in mind. We're going to release the prints on Monday, September 30th. We're going to be there from 2 to 7. We can give you your awards then. We'll give you your ribbons, and of course you can pick up your prints. If you did only enter digital, you can pick up your ribbons and your award check if you have one. If not, they will be mailed to you by the fair. They don't keep prints. If you don't pick up your print, after a while, it may disappear into the trash. So please pick it up. You don't have to pick it up. If you have the designated person, give them your receipts. They can come in and get them for you. How to mount your prints yourself. It's not hard. I have a couple of handouts. I know I gave that to you with the rules. It's very easy to do. We normally give that this time of year. We normally have a help you mount your print workshop. We only had one person show up last year, so that's why we didn't do it this year. And we decided just to go with the help you learn how to enter. Places that will help you mount your prints, as you can see there, Hobby Lobby, affordable picture framing. A lot of that information, I think, is in the last page of the photo rules. And if you really do have issues, the AV Fair office will help you with that. And you can give them a call, or you can actually go down there and they'll help you register your prints. And that is all I got.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Questions?
Come on, it's gotta be a question. Let's see here. We can. I'm still doing it now.
Yeah, it's doing the screen.
Great. So let me do this.
Mr. Humphrey,
Yep.
will lunch be provided to fair volunteers this year, just so I know how to show up prepared?
You know, the problem is this year we have, the LPA doesn't have the funds nor support us. The AV Fair has stopped feeding us, for these events. In fact, they don't pay for our judges anymore. They've really cut us way back on awards. So, this year we will try to put together some money.
But,
What if we do like a potluck?
We can do a potluck, but that's difficult.
Then it has to sit there all day, well,
Yeah.
right. I mean, I'm willing to pick up a lunch or two,
Yeah,
and, you know, so on the really long days, if that people are staying all day. But when we were talking in our board meeting, it was like, well, some people stay from the morning through lunch and then they leave, and other people come right before lunch, eat the lunch, and then and those people could have eaten lunch somewhere else because they were gonna be leaving anyways.
yeah.
And so it's really for the people who are staying from morning till night on those really long days. So if we can do it on a few of the days, you know, to like on take-in day and maybe one of the decoration days or something
Mhm.
where, you know, where we can really, or the hanging days.
Right.
But LPA we didn't, our membership is sitting, it kind of bottomed down, and so we're trying to make up for it and be responsible.
right. You know, I agree. We've got to tailor back too. The thing is, I don't mind picking up a lunch myself for everybody. It's no problem. Another issue we're going to have this year is trophies. We've normally in the past gone out and have gone after donations and that from different businesses for the trophies. I haven't done that this year. It's only 5 days versus 9 to 10 days we've had in the past. So I don't know, I kind of hate going out and asking for trophies or money for trophies. Last year we asked for $65 per trophy. Now we can cut that way down and make them a little bit less expensive. Of course, in the past, we've had some really nice trophies. You know, fully engraved. See what we can do.
If we can get trophy sponsors, people like those.
I will
They do.
sponsor again this year.
Oh, do you? Okay. We sponsored ourselves. I haven't talked to Fran in a long time. She sponsored 4 trophies last year.
Yeah.
And let us work on it, see what we can get out there. I went ahead and put the website from the AV Fair up here. You can see where you've got the fair and exhibit entries. Just click exhibit entries. And then scroll down and you can see all this information. Here's the entry guides. Keep scrolling. Photography is right there in the middle. And that's where you get the rules. The rules are right there.
Sometimes it's better to click on that and choose your division, your classes, maybe write it on a piece of paper,
Oh,
and then go in and do your registration.
Oh, for sure.
sure. Oh, yeah.
Pre-plan it all out before you go register, yeah, otherwise it just takes forever.
But when you're ready to enter, right here at the bottom, click here to enter. And that's where we were when I showed you with the presentation. And to go from here, it says, oh man, where do I click? Where it says registration, oh, click that, and there you are. You get right into it. Now, excuse me, I previously registered, so normally what you would do is register as a new guy, a new person. But since I've already registered, so it gets me right in. And now I can create more entries. Boom. Choose your department. Right there. Scroll down to your division. I would go to Prince Master. Classes. Here's all the classes that are in that particular division. They do change from one division to another.
Like pink, black and white. Sure.
Sure. Let's go to black and white. In this one, there should be 6 classes. Oh, excuse me, 4. Right there. So we'll choose photojournalism. Description, you don't need to put a description. You don't need to choose a club. Just add entry to cart.
Helps you remember,
Oh,
it helps you remember what your picture.
But you should have that written down separately,
yeah,
because all the description does is then when you decide to use a different picture instead of that one that you described, then when you come in, you're like, oh, you need to change the description.
yeah.
And we're like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. And it's, and
So-
they print it out on the tag sometimes and it messes things up. So you can see one entry added, then you have to go back to department, go back to photography and do that all over again. So, no problem. We'll go, oops, sorry. Photography. And my wife is in charge of special baking this year again. Let's see, so. And we'll go to choose a class about voids. And then add in, okay. So if I was going to add another one, I would go again back into
You can
photography.
go add similar entry, and
Mhm.
it'll automatically add the photography.
Oh, will it?
Yeah.
Let's check that. Ooh. You're good, thank you. I didn't know that.
I'm like, I know, I remember like, it would already have some of it.
Uh-huh. Okay, let's go to action. And we're gonna add that to the cart. Okay, we're gonna hit continue. Now, wants me to pay for these, which I'm not going to do. But I would have to, yeah, I'd have to go to checkout, and it's gonna ask me for my credit card information. And it's right there, and then of course, they'll send you a receipt for your email, and you're good to go. But if you're doing digital, if you're doing prints, you need to register. So please register those. And try not to wait till the last minute, because a lot of times the fair will say, hey, we only have, 150, 200 entries like last year. But the last week, man, they were being hammered by entries. So don't wait till the last minute if you can. Say this. I'm getting out of all this. Okay.
Yes.
Anything else? Any other questions, concerns, comments? Because,
Yeah, if you need any help with figuring out what class a picture should be in, you can talk with Kurtiss or myself and we'll help you figure that out.
yeah, don't hesitate sending us a picture. If you're concerned about, hey, I don't know if it's gonna go in this class or not, we can help you out with that. Since we are chairman, we can't enter anyway. I haven't entered the fair since 2014, but I've just been the chairman. So, no problem. Sir,
Is the information we went through before when breaking down the classes shown, is that available on the web?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, it is.
So it's not on the, it's
Fair.
not, it's on the fair. And you can actually just take, these are the fair rules. And it's in here. So these are the fair rules that on the fair website. And this is everything.
Mhm. So you mentioned that you had set up the,
If you sign in, it's gonna be.
oh, let's see, the sign in is way up here somewhere, probably underneath this. There it is, log in. Oh, I did not, put the right one. Okay, man.
So if you go to Amy's Fair,
Oh. I know last time we had it on the front page.
oh, well, I can make a
Oops, sorry.
that stays up there.
Right, okay. Here it is right here. The information. Of course, my wife and I will be there every day. But if you'd like to help, we could always use your help. In decoration days, we have to set up quite a bit. We've got to decorate everything with taffeta. This year, the colors are purple and gray for us. It'll be white over the boards and then purple and gray ends. So it should look pretty nice. We had to pick colors before we knew what the theme was. So all the information's right here for sign up. So what you do is you put your name in here, what days you can work. When you hit submit, an email will come to me. I will update the form and it'll automatically repost itself here.
How did you find that?
Once I signed in, it was under AV Fair. Right here, signups.
I tried it on my phone. I sent you gave you a full form.
Did you sign in?
I wonder if it's the cell phone version isn't friendly. Maybe it has to be on a.
Okay. As far as the articles, what we'll do, the presentation I gave tonight, we will post that, or I'll ask Kathy to post it. Over here under articles, AV Fair. Here's basically the information. I updated it just for our classes that we have now. But if you come over to submission guidelines, choosing the photography classes, and right here is a link to another older presentation, but it gives you mostly the same information.
It's there.
And that does the same link.
I'll try these two.
I'm gonna play around with it, because this is probably going to 80% of 2022 instead of access. But there may be some weird cookie issue. Burning cookies, yeah. I don't know, but there are too many cookies on that one.
Thought you meant literal.
No, but like sometimes websites latch on to old cookies and then it has the wrong information.